Okay, so after destroying UFC 311, the last thing you want to do is go on a podcast and be discussing in details about your supposed injuries. So Arman Sarukian was on the Rampage Jackson podcast, discussing in details why he bailed and completely pulled out. Make no mistake, this guy could have fought at UFC 311, but instead he chose just to run away from Islam Makhachev. For me, I think this rematch needs to happen. This needs to be reinstated. I don't care what Oompa Loompa has to say. This guy needs to put aside his ego and anger. Make no mistake, Oompa Loompa Dana White is a very emotional guy, and he cannot stand when he cannot coerce and control fighters. So for Arman Sarukian, this guy has no issues with money, cannot be coerced, cannot be held hostage. If he wants to pull out of a fight, if he's not 100%, he's gonna pull out. So for Dana White, this is very disturbing, and this is a plus point for my side because anyone that can put Dana White down has a plus in my book. So for Arman Tsarukyan, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I truly believe, yes, he has issues with injuries, but I think he also couldn't make weight. Very hard to make weight and would not have been at 100%. Keep in mind, this guy is one of the youngest guys in the crop at the top of the lightweight division. So for him, time is not an issue, and probably would have lost at UFC 311. To be honest, Islam Makhachev is better everywhere. But for Islam Makhachev, this should have been the hardest fight. And yet we put a calf to slaughter in Renato Moicano. This guy put no effort. Literally, people last longer in bed than this guy in the octagon. And completely destroying the main event at UFC 311, and which should have been an amazing pay-per-view event, but Arman Tsarukyan decided to destroy everything. So for me, this rematch needs to happen. Islam Makhachev cannot claim that he cleaned up the division without beating Arman Tsarukyan. He needs to beat him in order to clean up the division. So this rematch needs to happen at Summer. I don't care what anyone says. I don't want to see Oliveira against Tsarukyan again. And this needs to happen. This needs to happen because Makhachev stylistically he's not going to be able to finish Tsarukyan, and it would have been an amazing 5 round fight. But instead, now we're getting all this, and it's not looking good. Not looking good for Dana White. Oompa Loompa, very angry that he cannot coerce and put a leash on his fighters and walk them around like dogs. And for Arman Tsarukyan, not folding under pressure and pulls out completely a day before. Of course, for the fans, it's not good, but for him personally, this is a very good thing he did because if he wasn't 100%, if he thought that he would have lost this fight, he would have had to go again, back in the queue, and he had to string a couple of wins together. But now maybe one more fight, and he's again in title contention. But for me, I think he deserves to fight for the belt again. Uh, just so he doesn't pull out the next time. But for me, in terms of competition, in terms of Mahachev's legacy, he needs to beat Arman Sarukian. He's got no one else to fight. No one else. No one else. He doesn't want to fight his BFF Belal Muhammad, which is completely ludicrous. He doesn't want to fight featherweights, Ilya Topuria, which eventually he will have to be forced to take this fight because, like I said, no one else. So beating Charles Oliveira for Makhachev, I think, also adds nothing. And so, yeah, we need to see this fight. This needs to be reinstated. Once again, this rematch needs to happen because it's a high level fight. It determines many things. It determines that Makhachev cleaned up the division, and he also put away a guy that in his prime years and overall very good fighter. So it's a shame. It's a shame that Tsarukyan has money. It's a shame that this guy was able to just pull out a day before the fight. So for Arman Tsarukyan, I think he lost some fans because of this pullout, because no one is believing his bullshit. And for me, like I said, the truth is in the middle. Probably not so confident in winning this fight against Makhachev. And time is on his side, money is on his side, cannot be coerced, cannot be held hostage, and he can do whatever he wants. So hopefully, Oompa Loompa stays calm, cool, and collected, and he rebooks this fight at Summer because this needs to happen. So let's listen. Arman Tsarukyan has to say.
The break. Do you want to just walk us through Thursday night, Friday morning? What happened?
Yeah, sure. Wednesday I had my evening training session here in Jackson Gyms, and after when I went to sleep, I started to feel my lower back, and I couldn't sleep all night, and I woke up like maybe I slept like 30 minutes for a whole night. I don't know, and I was feeling like crazy pain on my lower back, and but that morning I didn't train, and we said we're gonna wait until evening, and let's see what like how my back gonna feel. And then we went to the press conference. After press conference was okay, and I started to cut my weight, and during the cut weight, just my lower back stuck. You know, when I was doing the bike. Yeah, and then uh, I was laying down, cut my weight. Weight was good, like going down good as well. And then we called the doctor to come and see, and they trying to help me. And I went to sleep 6 pounds over, and I wanted to do it in the morning, but I couldn't sleep all night as well, and back was hurting as well, and I cannot even I couldn't even move on my bed, so I was just laying down like this, and so like 5 a.m. I just called I can cut weight.
Okay, so probably bullshitting a little bit. Yes, probably has a little back injury, but everyone comes into fight with injuries. So we've seen Merab Valishvili has a staph infection, his leg almost like an open wound. So people coming with injuries, but for Arman Tsarukyan, this guy just decided he doesn't want to gamble his position and just pulled out day before. And probably weight cut was not good for this guy. So Dana White, Oompa Loompa needs to book a rematch between these two guys and put someone more competitive as the backup fighter. Maybe put the winner of Justin Gaethje and Dan Hooker, or maybe even put Charles Oliveira if he doesn't have anyone else to fight. So, like I said, this fight needs to happen. This rematch, make no mistake. So, thank you all for watching.